You're just going to lose guys. I think that's the biggest thing. You're going to lose guys.
You're watching Domed in Cuse, the quick hit podcast for real Orange fans. If you love Cuse sports, hit like and subscribe. Let's go Orange.
All right, KingJoseph out the door.
Bummer.
What do you think? Bummer.
That's sort of what I have on it. Bummer. I don't think it's a huge deal either way. I mean, what are your initial thoughts on it?
Well, just like he was one of the first guys, I feel like one of the first 4 stars that Fran was able to corral and bring up with him. And there was a lot of excitement about that originally. I think it's one of the things that endeared Fran to all of us, was just like he was just getting guys that we never thought we were going to get. That's a perfect example, one of the early guys, and sad that it didn't work out.
I agree. And obviously, like, King was he was an excited kid, like very social, active on the internet, said a lot of the right things. I know he was active in the Syracuse community, which obviously is a wonderful thing. But it's just, unfortunate that it's not working out, but this is going to happen, especially in college football. There's a lot of kids on the team. It's not a fit for everybody. And frankly, look, Fran holds guys to a pretty high standard. Sometimes it's just frankly not a fit. And I think given the window that it's happening in here, it's not a football decision here, I think, pretty clearly. And that's fine. I don't think we have the details to make a real firm judgment on why this is fully happening, but unfortunate, but I don't think a major significant loss for Syracuse.
You're just going to lose guys. I think that's the biggest thing. You're going to lose guys. You know, we lost Trebor Pena, obviously, was a really big one that everybody knows about because he took the money and he went to Penn State. Hope that works out for him because he seemed like a great kid. He seemed like he was a real leader of the program, but he didn't really seem like he wanted to be the leader of the program because it was going to be all about him if he came back. John J. Reed left, the big general. We're going to miss the big general. He's going to be out there in L.A. Jaden Bellamy is another guy who left. Carlos Del Rio Wilson, gone after many years of service. Losing Barnes, that one hurt.
Watson.
And that's the one I wanted to end on, Watson. Because that, to me, is the big one. That's the one that's really, I think, going to hurt us. I mean, Enrique Cruz wasn't great either.
No, I mean, we replaced guys with guys who were going to compete like Cruz did, for snaps. And frankly, he's very replaceable. Watson obviously is tough to replace. You got a 300-pound defensive tackle who played, frankly, a lot of snaps last year, freshman All-American. What I will say about Watson, and good for him. He definitely got a big payday to go to Texas. That's great for a kid that was committed to Kent State. Let's be clear. I believe it was a couple of years ago. And so, but what I will say is Syracuse's run defense was horrific for periods of last year. And frankly, it was a lot of the time when Watson was in the game. And so while I don't think that was necessarily his fault or on his shoulders, let's not act like he was this incredibly impactful player that we're losing a ton of production from.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with you at all on that. He's a freshman. No, he's a freshman who started at defensive tackle in college football in major D1 and was the only guy there. He was there all game, every game. What he did last year to step in for us was downright incredible. It was incredible what he did last year.
I mean, he gave us an incredible effort as a freshman. We have to be thankful for that. And again, I am happy
with no help. With no help, he was unbelievable.
The effort was great, but it wasn't like we were a good defense. Is sort of what I'm getting at. And I don't know that he was incredible in games. He was fine. He was obviously
I thought he was very good,
caliber defensive tackle, but I don't know. I
thought he was very good. I thought he was very good for us last year.
Look, if it was a guy like Kyle McCord who left, transferred, I'd feel much differently about this sort of situation. But look, it hurts to lose a guy that was likely going to develop into an all-conference player, right? That's probably what he does turn into over time. I don't think he's that right now, to be honest. I think he's a fine player. He's a starter. And look, we're going to have guys who are going to compete to replace him. And this is going to happen in this age of college football.
No, the one thing I will say is I like our depth. I like our depth a lot more now. But I do think that we're gonna feel him being gone. I do think so. But we do have much better depth this year, and I think that should really help. And I also think, Tank coming back is huge for us. That's a huge deal for us.
Tank, and then getting another nose tackle like Thomas coming in is going to help us a lot. We're going to be able to rotate size in a way that we just have not at Syracuse, maybe ever frankly, with the size of these guys that Fran is bringing in.